What's going on, guys? This is Mike coming at you from everydaycarryconcealed.com. Today, doing a product review. Haven't done product reviews in the past, at least not videos, and so I figured now was a good time to start getting into that, providing you guys some feedback visually with some video content that you could actually experience what I'm experiencing with these products. So I've done some text ones in the past. Feel free to hop on over to the recommended gear section on the site. I go through in detail the specs on a lot of bags, holsters, all sorts of things. But like I said, this is the first video one that I'm doing, so bear with me on this one. All right, so today I'm reviewing the American Rebel Concealed Carry Backpack. Now, this is appealing to the concealed carry community because it's got a built-in concealed carry pocket. I'm going to get to that. But I want to talk about the bag as a whole, go over some of the things holistically that every backpack is going to experience, you know, what I like, what I don't like, where I think that the manufacturers maybe skimped a little bit, and let you make an informed decision about whether you want to, get this bag and if it's the right fit for you. So because of that, I'm not going to go to the concealed carry pocket right away. Bear with me. It's coming, I promise. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the pockets, the exterior pockets. So on this front flap here, you have this topmost pocket, which is probably 2.5, 3 inches deep. You can fit your keys, maybe your wallet if you're that brave, just smaller things. In my pocket right now, I've got a lighter, a knife, and some fingernail clippers. So the pocket is lined. It's got like a soft like suede lining, so you don't have to worry about your keys or anything poking holes in it. It should be relatively sturdy, so that's kind of nice. Additionally, on that front flap, we've got two vertical zippers. These vertical zippers actually are two independent pockets, so they're almost like layered on top of one another. So over here we've got this pocket, and then if I stick this hand in there, you'll see that they're both in there. They're not touching. I can lift up and down. My hands are not touching. There's a piece of canvas or something in between them to prevent them. So they run the full width in between them, but they are different, but they technically share storage space. So that's the vertical pockets. You've also got this little bungee piece here. I've thrown a water bottle or something in there. You can throw a notebook, whatever you want there. I haven't really found it super beneficial, but it is what it is. Okay. Additionally, on the exterior, we've got these side pockets here. So there's a couple side pockets, and there is like a dump pouch on the side. So these, the layout of these is the exact same on both sides. It goes up about 2/3 of the way. The interior is structured a little bit differently. This one has some zippered pockets. The other one is just kind of like a pouch almost. Again, I keep small things in those. I think on this side I've got some all-weather matches. And then on the other side I've got my multi-tool. The dump pouch over here on the side is good to accommodate a 1-liter bottle if you're not packing a lot of stuff in the zippered side pocket. What size bottle you can fit in there comfortably will depend on how full you make those side pockets. So just something to be aware of. All right, now let's talk about the main compartment. All right, the main compartment here. So there's two things to note about this main compartment. The first is that the zippers are beefy. They are larger than every other zipper on the backpack, with the exception of the concealed carry pocket, which also uses these beefy zippers. I understand that some of these are smaller. I would have preferred those larger zippers, even though they take up a little bit more space. I don't have to worry about busting the seams or busting the zipper, which I have had happen in the past to other bags. Not this one, not the Rush 24, not the ones that I have under the gear section, but I have had backpacks that were cheaper made, that were these smaller zippers that It's my fault. I overstuffed them, and then the zipper stopped working. So trash that bag, get a new one. So important to note, big beefy zippers on that main compartment. Another thing to note, so when you open this thing up on the interior, right now I've got a 15-inch MacBook Pro that's in there comfortably. I could probably put a case on it. It might be a little snug with the case, but a 15-inch MacBook Pro will fit in the laptop pocket. On top of the laptop pocket, I've got these mesh pockets. There's two of them. They run the full width of the backpack, or of that laptop pocket at least. If you're not aware, I'm not a big fan of mesh pockets. These are pretty durable. They're not elastic mesh. They're more of like a nylon mesh. They seem a little bit sturdier than some of the other ones that I've had in the past. So again, I haven't had any problems with it, but I've only had this bag for a few months. Just something to be aware of. If you're not a fan of mesh pockets, there's a lot of them on this bag. May not be the bag for you. If you are not opposed to mesh pockets and you like having all this organizational space, then hey, perfect fit. On the front flap, as it folds out, you've got a zippered pocket down here. You've got a couple of pouches up here, somewhere to put a flashlight or a pen. You got another zippered pocket. This is one of the only zippered pockets that is not mesh. I keep my chargers and cords in there because they've got those jagged edges. Helps prevent them poking through the mesh, tearing a hole. The exception being the laptop charger and my phone charger, which are down here because it is not large enough to house those as well as all of the other things that I have. So that's the interior of the main compartment. Oh, yeah, there's also two little pouches on the side that I haven't found their purpose yet. But yes, that's the interior of the main compartment. All right. And we zip that back on up. And then we're going to get to behind the main compartment. There is a zippered pocket right behind the top grab handle. Oh, got out of focus. Got out of focus. Third time's a charm. There we go. Okay. Behind the main compartment, there's the grab handle, the top handle. It's pretty sturdy from what I can tell. It's not, I mean, it's padded, but it's not like a soft padding. It's pretty rigid. But anyways, behind that, you've got another pocket. Now, this other pocket is a half pocket. It looks like a main compartment, and I was getting confused when I first got it. It runs down to about the top of those side zippered pockets. So it is halfway, but it doesn't really open up that much. So just something to be aware of. You're going to want to keep thinner items in there. I've got a tourniquet, an Israeli bandage, and then some other medical supplies in there. There's also like another pouch behind it where you can put a flashlight or something like that if that's where you choose to keep it. Maybe some other thin, smaller items. But that pocket hasn't really proved all that spacious or useful for me, so it's kind of a wash, to be honest with you. I understand why they put it there. I just think it could have been designed a little bit better. It really doesn't offer you that much storage space, and I think that it's kind of wasted. All right, the shoulder straps. Shoulder straps are pretty decently padded. They're different padding than the top grab handle. They're a little bit more flexible, a little bit softer. And then you come down and you've got the tightening straps. On the tightening straps, it's a buckle. So old school backpacks used to be just straight straps, and then they would have not a buckle, but they'd have a clasp. And this has that clasp, but attached to that clasp is a buckle. Now, personally, I don't think it's all that great. I'm used to using the clasps to loosen to get it off of my shoulder. Good idea, Ferry at American Rebel said, hey, let's make it a buckle so that you could quickly undo the strap and get to the concealed carry pocket. In theory, that's great, and if you're not used to taking a backpack off, or if you wear it low, then maybe it's beneficial for you to have the buckle. I did not find it beneficial, and I'll put a couple of videos of me unholstering from the concealed carry pocket just so you guys can get an idea. But there's also a chest strap that goes across, that buckles. Not really much to say there. All these buckles are plastic. They seem relatively sturdy. The back of the backpack is padded relatively well, especially down low, and down low is where the firearm is concealed. So other than that, not a whole lot going on here in terms of like hydration packs or anything like that. So let's get on to what everyone wants to know about, and that is the concealed carry compartment. So on the American Rebel, about halfway, there is a beefy zipper on both sides, so it's ambidextrous. So depending on if you're right or left-handed, your draw stroke will be different for this bag. But there is a zipper on both sides, and I will show you both of those. It's right here, right behind those side zippered pockets that I mentioned. So not counterintuitively, I guess, I found that the best way to carry if you are right-handed is to actually have the firearm on the left-hand side. The reason being is you're not going to reach behind you and unzip, fumble around, get a positive grip on the firearm, unholster, and put on target. You're going to move the bag, and it's going to be in front. So if it's on the left, as you swing that bag around, the grip presents itself. You get a positive grip on the firearm, you can unholster. Okay, this is all in theory, right? That's what I did in the videos. Again, I'll show you me unholstering from the bag. But here is the unique thing about this. So right now I've got my Glock 45 in there. I'm going to take that out, drop the magazine, verify empty, and set that off to the side. Now, what makes this backpack unique is the holster style. So I'm going to reach in here, and I'm actually going to take the holster out. Come on. You can probably hear it tearing at this point. Not tearing, but it's secured by Velcro. So you have to, if you want to take this pouch out, or this holster, I should say, out, you have to kind of work your hand in behind that, and it's easier when it's empty, believe me. All right, there we go. So, this is the holster. It's essentially two very thin memory foam pillows that are held together by an elastic band. So, again, this firearm is empty. I verified it. If I put this firearm in there when it's in the bag, the idea is that as you go, it will actually mold to the shape of your firearm. Now, this is great in theory. The pockets are not wide enough, or the pocket, I should say, is not wide enough where I can have the firearm partially seated. So when I try and get a positive grip on this, it's actually so far in there that I can't. I have to get my fingers in along the frame and my thumb to get a positive grip to unholster it. I had some troubles with it. Yes, if you're very careful, you can do it. But there were a couple times where I would not have a positive grip. I'd get it out and have to reset my grip. For this reason, I would not carry with one in the chamber with this particular firearm, actually with any firearm, because when you're wedging your fingers in there, if you catch that trigger and there's a round in the chamber, It's going to go through the bag. The bag's not going to stop it. And it makes it very difficult to know accurately, unlike a lot of, polymer molded holsters where you can get that webbing of your shooting hand thumb on the grip, up high on the grip, wrap your fingers around the back and the front straps, and then unholster. This is not the case with this particular style of holster that American Rebel has put in there. Fantastic for comfort. I would consider it deep concealment. You're not going to be able to do this very quickly, or not as quickly as if it was on body or a traditional holster. The benefit of this is that it is Velcro on the back. So there is a Velcro piece. There are other Velcro universal holsters. You're going to lose out on this padding, but it may make retrieving that firearm a little bit easier. And if it's able to encompass the trigger guard and the trigger completely, you may feel a little bit more comfortable carrying with one in the pipe. I'm not doing that with this backpack, and I've cited the reasons why. But that is the concealed carry pocket that is on the lower portion of the back of the American Rebel backpack. So, again, I'll show you me unholstering and unholstering and presenting the firearm so that you can get an idea of what the process is. I've done both where I loosen the strap and where I use their buckle. Obviously, resetting once you drop the strap with the buckle is a little bit harder. It's much easier to just slide it in, tighten the strap, and go again. So for practice purposes, also something to consider. If you're going to practice unholstering from this backpack, having to unclip, present, perhaps fire if you're on a range that will allow you to do that, then reholster, zip up, bring it around, clip it, put it back on. It ends up being a whole ordeal. I understand the theory behind it. I don't know that it is the most beneficial design to achieve what they were trying to achieve. Anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this content. This has been the American Rebel concealed carry backpack. If it seems like your cup of tea, go ahead and use the site. I would appreciate it. Click on one of the links, one of the affiliate links. It helps support me. Great backpack for, the urbanite, somebody who's going from a suburban environment to an urban environment, doesn't need something that's tactical, doesn't want molly webbing and putting all of their own kits and whatnot on the bag. In terms of storage capacity, I would say that it is relegated to like a work backpack. I'm not going to take this thing for a weekend camping trip. A day trip hiking, maybe it would be sufficient, but anything over that, you're just going to struggle to find the capacity to fit, extra clothes or a lot of big bulky items in this bag. So another consideration. Anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content. I appreciate you coming out, and yeah, subscribe, like, do all of the things. I should probably say that more often, but please like and subscribe. It helps support me and helps get my content out to other people who might like this stuff. So thank you very much, and I will catch you guys later.